How's my internet? Welcome to the Sports Hangover. I'm Michael Benatar, joined alongside J-Dog.
Mike, it's good to see you. We're recording on a Thursday. Maybe you have a Thursday night bet for
Mhm.
us this week.
I placed some bets. I don't know if they're actually going to hit. Obviously, by the time you're listening to this, if you're watching live, I do have some bets I placed. I put the under on the game, and I put Lamar as the first touchdown of the game. I love the first touchdown bets. The If you can bet like a few of them, it is just the money is there. It's like 8-1 odds. Like, oh, I'll put $10 on it. Let's see what happens. So I'm putting Lamar at first touchdown. I think it's going to be a miserable game. I think it's going to be really, really slow and sloppy, and we'll see. I could
Oh,
be
I was
wrong.
looking at the matchup. I thought the offenses could score. It's Lamar and Brady. Brady
Mm-hmm.
should bounce back. Lamar should keep scoring. Funny you bet on the Ravens to
Sure.
score first with Lamar and all these bets when you're somewhat of a Bucks fan. There's a Bucks jersey somewhere
Yeah,
in
yeah,
that
yeah.
car.
Oh, yes, definitely. There's a lot of
Um,
jerseys, but yeah,
And the
Bucks are in
defenses
there.
are not good, Baltimore especially. So I think this could be Brady's coming out party. But the beauty of it is everyone's listening to the show after the game already happened. So it's very possible that Brady also had another terrible game. So just so everyone knows, it's possible he had a terrible game and it's possible he's back.
So what's weird about this game, the line moved. The line opened up. Baltimore Ravens favored on the road -2. Today, the line, let me see what the line is. Let me see over here on my the contest line, the line that we would be playing in the contest. The Bucks are favored by 2. I don't
It
understand what happened.
flipped
It
four and a
moved
half.
4.5 points. I don't understand. So 80% of the money was on the Ravens, and I don't know if this is going to make more money come on the Ravens. They might know something we don't know. So I'm very scared about like betting a side on this game. Um, so just enjoy it. Watch it, watch it at
Well,
your
that's the
local
one
Whole
thing we know.
Foods.
It's probably, Mike, it probably wasn't enjoyable because most of the primetime games have not been enjoyable. So I'm going to talk about in the past tense. It
Got it.
wasn't very
Okay.
entertaining. There weren't enough points in the game. The under probably hit. Here's another stat. As we're going to talk about your picks in a second here.
Oh, love it.
Unders in
Love it.
division games this year,
Mhm.
25 and 10. 71% of the time in division games, the under is
Sounds like
hitting. Where are all the touchdowns? Where is the good quarterback play?
sounds like free money, Jeremy. That's
I
what it
know.
sounds like. I know Vegas is going to adjust. Everybody's on the unders. Let's play the unders. Under games are boring to watch. No one wants to watch an under games. Like, oh yeah, they scored 14 and 17 points. Like, okay, cool. That was a really boring game. Um, what do you want to do? I know this is a quick show. You got things to do. You're a busy man. You're in a different place. I'm in a different place. We're traveling all over. We never
All
end up
over
together.
California.
We
Never.
live in LA and we're never
Ideally.
together. Yeah.
It's okay. I'm actually
um,
closer to your house than you are right now, which is fun.
Do you, all right, real quick, I'm not betting on this game. The London game this weekend, Denver, Jacksonville. We've all heard the news. Russell Wilson is losing his damn mind. Now, you know somebody, we went to Vegas with somebody and they were in a similar style where there are no personal boundaries. When you went to Vegas with our mutual friend and somebody else who won't be
Yeah,
named, we don't have a name for him. Uh,
no name.
but um, what Russell Wilson is doing is like, I think he's losing his mind, and I don't know what's going on. He says he was what standing up doing like knee raises for 4 hours. That's crazy.
On an
I
8-hour
don't get
flight,
it.
imagine you'd be so annoyed with anyone in the
Yeah,
aisle doing stretches during a long flight. Like,
yeah,
obviously, we've flown international. We're pretty bougie ourselves. Like, we've been on
of
long
course.
flights, and it's
Yeah,
okay to
yeah,
stretch your
yeah.
legs, stand up for 20 minutes. I
Sure.
get it. Stretching in the aisle for half of an international flight is not okay. And KJ Hamler, the
No.
Broncos receiver, went on Twitter and he said, yeah, this happened. Like, he validated that that actually happened on their flight.
It makes me want to bet everything against Denver, but I want to stay away from it. I don't like waking up and losing. That's my thing. You wake up at 6:30 and you're like, they already scored a touchdown. Like the day is already sad. So I don't want to start the day sad, especially when I'm coming over to your house and I'm just gonna be sad. We're already gonna be down one. We don't want that.
I agree. I'm
Um,
benching
so
Travis Etienne, my fantasy player in the game, because I'm not going to
hmm,
be up at 6:30 a.m. to watch it, and I don't want bad things to happen while I'm sleeping. So I'm just not going to play.
exactly.
The other
So
note
we
on
did
that
not.
game, Mike, we mentioned
Yeah,
6:30 a.m. It's on
yeah.
ESPN Plus only. Did you know it's only
Hmm.
available on ESPN Plus? If you don't
Whoa.
pay the $5, you can't watch the game. So even Denver and Jacksonville fans, I know there's like
Hmm.
dozens of them. They're not going to be able to watch without a subscription.
That's really weird. So it's not. Am I going to be able to watch it on? Does Red Zone start that early? Can I turn on Red Zone? Is
No,
Scott
you
up?
can't watch it.
He's not awake.
Just sleep in,
Hmm.
walk the dogs, and get ready for 10 o'clock.
So we have not finalized our picks yet. We are still talking later today. I can tell you some games we agree on and see how you feel about them. Maybe push us one side or the other. I
That'd be
have three
great.
games that I really like, but we'll start with this one. Now, Atlanta, they're at home. They're playing PJ, whatever his name is. Um, Atlanta now is 6-1 against the spread. They lost last week. Our mutual friend wrote in here, the dead cat bounce is over. So he was betting against like there's no way they can go 7-0 against the spread. Um, I don't feel the same way. I feel like Carolina overperformed, and there's no goddamn way they do it again. And I feel like Atlanta's a kind of a frisky team. So I like Atlanta, but the spread's big. It's 4 points. So Atlanta's getting 4 points at home, or giving 4 points at home. So I don't know. This is a weird game. I don't like rookie quarterbacks because I can't predict anything that happens.
It's hard to predict what Marcus Mariota is going to do because sometimes he has
I
big
know.
comebacks and sometimes he gets lit up also. So the Falcons I think were exposed a little bit against the Bengals defense or the Bengals offense last week. The Falcons defense gave up 500 passing yards to Joe Burrow. What was that about? I think they've been winning games with smoke and mirrors and comebacks
Mhm.
late and trying to cover. And I think they're not real. Are the Panthers real? Probably not. That was a very emotional game against Brady and the Bucks. It was a division game we talked
Yeah.
about, so it's a little bit more low scoring. This is a division game
Hmm.
too, so points are probably going to keep pretty low. I don't think the Panthers keep it up. So I think you're on the right side there, but I'm not confident in the Falcons either.
I'm not confident either. All right, next game we both agreed on. This was early in the week. We like the Raiders on the road playing New Orleans. They're giving 1.5 points. They're coming off a bye week. I think the Raiders are a decent team. I don't know what's going on with the Saints. Everybody's injured, right? Everybody just gets injured all the time over there. Andy Dalton had the back issue. Winston, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's hurt or just not in. So this could be like a Taysom Hill game, which is really good if you have him as a tight end in your fantasy league.
That's
Um,
you.
that's
That's all
me.
you have on that team.
That's all I have. I like the Raiders here. I think they're a decent team, but I don't know if they can score as many points. The Saints have been scoring tons of points. I don't know what's going on with them.
And Andy Dalton's also been scoring points for the opposing team with all of his interceptions. So he's definitely been doing that. Like the
Yes,
Cardinals Saints
yes,
game
that's
last
true.
Thursday night, the Cardinals offense didn't have to show up. I think the Cardinals would have won the game if only their defense was playing offense on Andy Dalton's turnovers. They had several of them. You said the Raiders are on a bye last week. That's not true. They played
Yeah.
last week, maybe two
Who
weeks ago.
who's
They
a
were on a
who's on a
bye.
bye
I
then?
also
I
someone was
swear
on a
somebody's
bye.
on a bye.
Someone's on a bye.
All right. Notes are wrong.
Devontae, I just read Devontae Adams suffering bad flu leading up to this
Oh
game. So today's
no. I'm gonna
Thursday.
write
There's
that
a couple
in.
of days on Sunday. Watch out for the bad flu, or maybe it's a flu game. Maybe it's Michael Jordan effect.
I don't think anybody's gonna do a Michael Jordan flu game. I might be
Why are
off
they?
that game.
Wait, I have
I
a question
heard.
on the Saints. Though. I have a question.
Yeah.
Why are they rolling with Andy Dalton over our boy, Mr. Crablegs himself, James?
I think he still has a back injuries are nothing to be fucked with. I know you haven't had many back injuries or
I'm so
problems.
much
So,
younger than
sometimes
you.
sometimes my back hurts and I can't move the same way. So I don't know how these guys are doing it where like they're literally tearing ligaments or things are bruised in your back.
But he's
I just do it
active as the
waking up.
backup.
I think so. So I think they're just trying to roll with a hot hand, and they got three quarterbacks there. I don't know what they're doing. So
Not a hot hand, but okay. You're trying.
hot,
You're trying.
hotter.
But you like the Raiders in this
I did, but I don't like a flu game because that flu could definitely spread around. So I might be off. I
game.
just added that in our notes.
Could be a Hunter Renfro
Next
game.
game could, could be. I have a this. This is a total bet against the rookie quarterback. Tennessee, Tannehill's out. The rookie's in. I like Houston at home, getting 2.5 points. This is just a bet against the rookie quarterback, and hopefully Houston can take advantage. I don't watch a lot of these AFC South games. I don't know why I'm just like not interested. Even on Red Zone, you're kind of just like,
I think we know
all right.
why. It's Malik Willis versus Davis Mills. There's a good reason not to be interested.
I know. I don't. I don't know. What do you think about the Malik? We saw him a few weeks ago. I think he also came in at the end of the last game. I don't know how I feel about him. I feel like he's not ready.
I didn't know Tannehill was out, to be honest with you. I'm not on my game so far. Weird week of NFL injuries. Like everyone's out, everyone's being traded. It's
Mm-hmm.
just a weird week. So Tannehill out. I actually have a hot take on that, just as you tell me. I don't think
Oh,
the Titans
okay.
get any worse because you're not getting any worse.
Oh.
Because Tannehill's not very good, and I've seen this time after time, and their defense is playing well. I know they're 4-2, which is surprising. Good job
Hmm.
by Vrabel to get them there. It's not because of the offense. So I don't think they take too many steps back. I think Malik Willis is a much higher draft pick than the Texans' Davis Mills was, for example. So the Titans still have the
Hmm.
best quarterback. They have the best defense. I would lean that way.
Interesting. I feel like it's dumb sometimes when we don't take a team playing against a rookie. Like if the game's gonna end by 3 points or 2 points, why not take the points? That's how I'm kind of thinking about it. Where the idea of more interceptions would happen, or just no yards or no touchdowns, and we could win by a field goal or a safety or something like that. That's what I'm hoping for. Definitely bet the under in the game.
Definitely the under
Definitely bet
71% of the time. It is.
the next game. Rams at home playing San Francisco. I went back and forth on this. I was on San Francisco. I was on this. We kind of agreed on the Rams. It looks like San Francisco has a lot of injuries. I don't know how I feel about this. This is the team that was on the bye, right? The Rams were on a bye, or
Rams are on a bye.
correct?
That's real. Yes.
That's who I was thinking about. Rams
Yes.
are on a bye. I don't believe in the Rams, and I'm scared of San Francisco, but I feel like it's the right play, even though I know there's no home field advantage. And
The
Christian McCaffrey
Niners
will definitely be playing.
defense, they mauled the Rams offense last time they played. It was ugly. That was a Monday night game a few weeks ago. It was ugly watching
Hmm.
Stafford, and that's when the world gave up on Allen Robinson, as they should. The Rams give up on
Yep.
Cam Akers. It's like they're losing playmakers, and their line sucks, and Stafford sucks. But the bye's big. They had a bye to prepare. Meanwhile, the
Sure.
Niners were getting beat by the Chiefs and thinking all about the Chiefs and how to incorporate McCaffrey. I think the Rams come in at a better spot, and only because of the bye, I lean
Okay.
toward the Rams. If it was a straight up game later on or in the playoffs, I would lean toward the Niners having the better roster and the better defense.
I like that. Yeah. This
What's
is
the
tough.
line
It's
again?
almost like a game I don't want to bet. Rams are getting 1.5 points at home, so it's not much. We're saying San Francisco's a much better team here.
Yeah, I
At
want
least
to
that's what
believe in that
Vegas is
Niners
saying.
offense with McCaffrey. Jimmy G's still making bad turnovers. He's still not good. And I don't know how many playmakers can you put around him and he still makes mistakes. Like, then what do you do?
Yeah, sometimes he's a good game manager if he understands what he needs to do, but sometimes he tries to make those big plays. Not good.
True.
All right, this is a game I want to do. Last week, you yelled at our mutual friend for not letting me take Seattle. They won last week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back on them. I'm not scared of the New York Giants at all. I know their record's really good. I think people should be scared of Gino. Gino's back. Gino's thriving. Also, Gino knows Danny Dimes. He was the backup for New York, right? He was there in that changing of the guards when Eli was gone. I think Gino was there as a backup.
I know Gino
Look
was
it
on the
up.
Jets. I don't know he was on the Giants. I don't know
I
that.
think he was a backup. I think he was a backup on the Giants. I just feel like Seattle's playing really well. They can score a lot of points, and are the luck rankings. New York Giants, the most luckiest team in the league. How long can the luck continue? I'm betting against them this week.
I love
They
betting
did cover
against
last week.
the lucky team. Update: Geno Smith played for the Giants in 2017. Daniel Jones was still in college, I have to say,
Damn.
but he did play for
Okay.
the Giants, and it was a different head coach and everything.
There you
But good
go.
call, factually
Thought it was the
accurate.
same. Thought it was the same
Okay,
year.
okay.
Transition.
Gino's playing great. He's fantasy competent now, which is a big deal. People are adding him
It's
across
great.
fantasy leagues everywhere. Go into the Chargers home and beat Herbert like they did. You have to notice, and the running game looks good. Who needs Rashad Penny after all?
I guess,
But my
yeah.
thing is, can they keep it up every week? Is it more of an every other week thing? Because I feel like they've lost some big games along the way, so I'm not buying all the way in. They had a big game last week. Do they do it 2 weeks in a row? Have they had two big games in a row yet this year? That might be something to look at.
Well, first, the books have finally put up Geno Smith for MVP this
MVP.
year.
Nice.
Got to put some money on that.
See it coming.
I think they're a different team. I mean, DK's out. I think he's out for this week. But now we have Kenneth Walker the third coming in. He looks really good, like a lot better than Penny. So I'm glad he's in. Seems like they're able to run the ball a lot better. I just like the team. I didn't like it at the beginning of the year, but they seem to just like somehow get the job done. I don't think New York can score that many points. So I'm hoping Seattle does it. I'm gonna discuss right after this call with our mutual friend and we're gonna argue, but think that's the only game that I want in there. So we'll see. That's all I got.
New
Nothing
York,
else.
New York has been very, very lucky this year. The Giants have been. I don't think the luck continues. So betting against fading Daniel Jones, fading the Giants is probably a good idea because they're inflated by their close wins, which in reality they should have more losses than they have. A couple things to run through also. Who are the Bengals
Yeah.
playing this week? The Browns, Monday Night Football. Jamar Chase is
Browns.
now out 2 to 6 weeks or 4 to 6 weeks with the hip injury, and the Bengals are saying he might be out all year, but
Whoa.
they're confident in his ability to heal faster than the average player. And so, very concerning stuff coming
Oh.
out of Cincinnati. Very concerning. Chase is one
Okay.
of my
So
favorites,
would
and
you
he had a
do
big
you
game with the.
mutual friend liked it. He pointed it out here. Do you like Cleveland in this spot here, getting 3.5 points at home,
It's in
playing
Cleveland, right? Halloween night,
yeah.
prime time Monday night game should be lit in Cleveland. They should have the dog pound faces everywhere. The crowd will be fired up. Big home field. I'm calling it more than three, maybe
I mean,
4 or 5 for Cleveland on Monday night.
wow. 4 or 5 home field advantage?
Like points, like instead of 3 points for home
Oh,
field, I'd give them 4 or 5 points.
okay. Okay.
What were you thinking? I was
I thought you were like, oh yeah, home field advantage for Cleveland should be like 3 or 4 points instead of just like the normal. I don't even know what it is now. 1.5, 2 points
I thought it was
extra
like
for
three.
home
Is it
field.
not three anymore in a post-COVID world? Has that come down?
I think it came down a little bit. It almost seemed like home field didn't matter as much. I think some stadiums are better home field, like Seattle's home field is much better than some other stadiums. But we could say like the Rams and Chargers Stadium, probably no home field advantage because no one from LA wants to go to that mess of a stadium and parking lot to actually get in. So
That's true. I haven't been yet, but I have to go. In prime time, I would say it kicks up a notch. When you host a prime
okay.
time game, people are tailgating
Oh,
all day. Maybe take the day off work. It matters more.
what a sloppy primetime game! It's gonna
I
be
think they did it
bad.
on purpose on Halloween, though. It's like scary teams, scary colors, orange. I don't know, brown. It
I
kind of makes sense
guess.
to me on Halloween. It kind of works.
I guess.
Another one for you is Packers and the Bills. So Aaron
Mm,
Rodgers playing
mhm.
terribly. This is a Sunday night game
Yeah.
this week in Buffalo.
Hmm.
Another big, more than 3 point swing for the Bills at home, of course. Aaron Rodgers has been grilled by reporters this week about his performance. And then he was, of course, ripping his teammates on Sunday after the game.
Hmm.
He then said this about criticizing
What
his
do you say?
teammates. He said, quote, people in this society have a hard time hearing truth sometimes. That's something that might be true and something I might say to you at the
Sure.
Whole Foods bar as we watch TNF. It's not something I'm
Sure.
saying to the press about my team who is underperforming, who are all rookies,
No.
because my best friend receiver chose to go play for Derek Carr instead of me. And so I think so much of this actually lies on Rodgers himself, and yet he's blaming other people. I think things are going so south in Green Bay. They might want to trade him before the trade deadline, is
Mm.
one thought. The second thought
Mm.
is fade the Packers because things are about to get ugly and uglier.
So, so you like taking Buffalo at minus 11.5 at home. The public's all over this. Now, I saw a lot of Green Bay receivers not practicing. Aaron Rodgers didn't practice because of his thumb one of the days this week. I like it, but I am terrified of this game.
It
And I
goes
don't
against your
know.
manifesto, but you proved last week you're not afraid to go against it.
Well, we should follow it because we are doing terrible. By the way, last week we thought we were doing it. We were so excited. We were 2-2 going into Monday night. We had New England. Who thought Justin Fields last week? If you listen to the episode, I was like, "There's no fucking way these guys can score anything." And then all of a sudden, magic happened, and New England sucks, and different quarterbacks are coming in and out for New England.
That was
I hate it.
surprising. Like we were zapped and we
Yeah,
felt good about Bailey Zappi in the second
yeah,
quarter, and then the crowd was loving him, and then they didn't score again. That was weird. If
hate
your
it.
mutual friend allowed you to take the Seahawks, you would have had a winning week. I think you won the
Yep,
Commanders bet last week, Tyler Henneke. So that was good to be
yep,
on board with him.
yep.
You know what I had last
I
week,
like
Mike? I
him.
had Cowboys
But
-7 at home against the Lions. That was free money. The
love it.
Lions are terrible. They continue to be terrible. They're playing the Dolphins this week. Probably can take the Dolphins if we haven't talked about that yet. With Tua playing well and back in that first quarter of scripted plays, he should get better this week. I think Detroit is fraudulent, as I've been saying all year. Dan Campbell is
I
fraudulent.
know.
Try telling you, it's not a real team
I
he's
know.
got there.
I know. Are you betting? Are you on some of the sites betting? Or are you this is just internally
I'm just
you
internally
like
tracking my 5 picks versus your
mm,
5 picks each week, and maybe by the end of the year we'll have an
okay.
update on how that worked out.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. That's good. We should just do a gambling account and see who gets more money. We should start with like $10 or $50 and see who can have the most at the end of the season.
I'd have more than you right now.
Yeah. Definitely losing a lot of bets.
All right. Well,
That's all I
that
got.
Bucks Ravens game was great last night. Thanks for downloading on a Friday and listening. If it was bad, that may have happened too.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it's an entertaining game. That's all I hope for. Check out the sportshangover.com. Swag up there, sweaters. It's cold. It's cold out right now. Go get some swag. I don't have a sports hangover shirt. I actually have a Kings sweater on right now.
Oh, something.
Went to the Kings game the other night.
Wow.
Yeah, go check out the sportshangover.com. We'll be back next week.